What is Buddhism? Buddhism is a religion to about 300 million people around the world. The word comes from buddhi, to awaken. It has its origins about 2,500 years ago when Siddhartha Gautama, known as the Buddha, was himself awakened, enlightened, at the age of 35. Is Buddhism a religion? To many, Buddhism goes beyond religion and is more of a philosophy or way of life. It is a philosophy because philosophy means love of wisdom, and the Buddhist path can be summed up as 1. To lead a moral life, 2. To be mindful and aware of thoughts and actions, and 3. To develop wisdom and understanding. How can Buddhism help me? Buddhism explains a purpose to life, it explains apparent injustice and inequality around the world, and it provides a code of practice or way of life that leads to true happiness. Why is Buddhism becoming popular? Buddhism is becoming popular in Western countries for a number of reasons. The first good reason is Buddhism has answers to many of the problems in modern materialistic societies. It also includes, for those who are interested, a deep understanding of the human mind, and natural therapies, which prominent psychologists around the world are now discovering to be both very advanced and effective. Who was the Buddha? Siddhartha Gautama was born into a royal family in Lumbini, now located in Nepal, in 563 BC. At 29, he realized that wealth and luxury did not guarantee happiness, so he explored the different teachings, religions and philosophies of the day, to find the key to human happiness. After 6 years of study and meditation, he finally found the middle path, and was enlightened. After enlightenment, the Buddha spent the rest of his life teaching the principles of Buddhism, called the Dharma, or truth, until his death at the age of 80. Was the Buddha a god? He was not, nor did he claim to be. He was a man who taught a path to enlightenment from his own experience. Do Buddhists worship idols? Buddhists sometimes pay respect to images of the Buddha, not in worship, nor to ask for favors. A statue of the Buddha with hands rested gently in its lap and a compassionate smile reminds us to strive to develop peace and love within ourselves. Bowing to the statue is an expression of gratitude for the teaching. Why are so many Buddhist countries poor? One of the Buddhist teachings is that wealth does not guarantee happiness, and also wealth is impermanent. The people of every country suffer whether rich or poor, but those who understand Buddhist teachings can find true happiness. Are there different types of Buddhism? There are many different types of Buddhism, because the emphasis changes from country to country due to customs and culture. What does not vary is the essence of the teaching, the Dharma or truth. Are other religions wrong? Buddhism is also a belief system which is tolerant of all other beliefs or religions. Buddhism agrees with the moral teachings of other religions, but Buddhism goes further by providing a long-term purpose within our existence, through wisdom and true understanding. Real Buddhism is very tolerant and not concerned with labels like Christian, Muslim, Hindu, or Buddhist. That is why there have never been any wars fought in the name of Buddhism. That is why Buddhists do not preach and try to convert, only explain if an explanation is sought. Is Buddhism scientific? Science is knowledge which can be made into a system, which depends upon seeing and testing facts and stating general natural laws. The core of Buddhism fit into this definition, because the Four Noble Truths, see below, can be tested and proven by anyone. In fact, the Buddha himself asked his followers to test the teaching rather than accept his word as true. Buddhism depends more on understanding than faith. How do I become a Buddhist? Buddhist teachings can be understood and tested by anyone. Buddhism teaches that the solutions to our problems are within ourselves, not outside. The Buddha asked all his followers not to take his word as true, but rather to test the teachings for themselves. Lane this way, each person decides for themselves and takes responsibility for their own actions and understanding. This makes Buddhism less of a fixed package of beliefs which is to be accepted in its entirety, and more of a teaching which each person learns and uses in their own way. What did the Buddha teach? The Buddha taught many things, but the basic concepts in Buddhism can be summed up by the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. We will be covering this and more in this mini guide. Let's get started.